Did you think that the layoffs were done? No, 2024 is going to suck, and we're going to go over right now. This is the Cow's channel. Welcome to A Cow's Opinion, where we go over the latest, greatest, and now just depressing video game news that we can find. So hit that subscribe button, watch some Let's Plays, comment down below, and help me come up with a catchphrase or something. I don't know. But guys, Zach Zweisen, I believe, if I know my German, from Kotaku, has written a really good article. It's a lot longer than 10 minutes ago. I'm not that good. I just saw it during lunch today. Wanted to have it up for you guys. Because last year, like 9,000 jobs disappeared from the gaming industry. We've even very recently gone over reasons for that and stuff that's been happening. We are 12 days into 2024. And there are 2,700. We are not halfway through the first month, and we are approaching a third as many job losses, and it's only going to get worse. So, according to this article, last year, at least 6,000 jobs across the publishers and developers. So, he's saying 6,000 here. I've seen some estimates, 9, depending on, like, some were announced but had not happened. So, but let's go with the best case scenario for 6,000, which means that we're almost halfway there. And these poor developers got to live on that prayer, man. Now, as I said in articles and in my own opinions this month, I was not expecting 2024 to get better because corporate trends usually get bigger. And then once you get over the hump, they start getting smaller and you get better. But yeah, no, this is really, really terrible. So Kotaku has actually decided something interesting. They're going to track all of 2024's layoffs, and hopefully Zach is continuously uploading this, hopefully, and updating this. Hopefully he doesn't have to do that a lot, because I don't like talking about this. This is just the biggest news in the industry. So let's look at a list of who has announced layoffs and what. So Architect on January 4th was the first round that we know of. It's a VR games developer known for its Doom 3 VR port, announced on social media. It laid off an unspecified number of staff. We are working with these individuals to offset this difficult transition as much as possible, including through reverse recruiting. So the studio, so we don't know how many they let go, but we know that they let people go. Bossa Studios has let go of 19 people. It technically was in last year, but was reported confirmed on the 5th. Game Industry Outbiz says 19 people were cut from the studio, mostly quality assurance and production roles, some non-UK employees. These quality assurance and production are usually the easiest things to lay off. You think it's going to be a short-term thing, and then it can affect quality, and it becomes more of a long-term prophecy. Unity Software, did you think it was just a bunch of little developers? No, we've talked about how on the 8th, the first massive round, 25% of their staff as this continued reset. Makes you want to slap them, doesn't it? It's the largest round in their history and will be completed by the end of March. Twitch, as we reported in our last video, lays off 500 people. That's a third, 35% of their staff by the end of the month. So they only got a couple weeks left. And it also had laid off hundreds last year in March and October. Playtika, on the 11th, is a mobile game publisher and developer, but is laying off 10%, or about 400 of their total workforce. They had also laid off 900 employees in 2022, and last year somehow found $300 million to acquire another mobile developer, In-Play Labs. So this is probably them letting go of people that they're too heavy on or that they don't think they need. Discord, as reported on The Verge on the 11th, is that they are laying off 17% of the staff, which is, I believe, estimated at this 170 people up here. It was announced in all-hands meeting, an internal memo obtained, and then the CEO, Jason Citron, explained in the memo that the company had grown too quickly since 2020, took on too many projects. Today, we are increasingly clear on the need to sharpen our focus and improve the way we work together to bring more agility to our organization. This is what largely drove the decision to reduce the size of our workforce. In other words, they bet that forced staycation because of a medical emergency worldwide, they thought that everyone would always be like that. As we've announced, no. I'm a nerd, and I like to go outside for walks and see people and have dinner and stuff, so No, this was never. Usage will still increase and monetization will still get better, just not at the pace and levels that they thought. And then on the 12th today, Lost Boys Interactive is being reported by Aftermath that an unknown number of employees at the Gearbox-owned developer have been laid off. It seems a sizable portion of Lost Boys Interactive was laid off today, including myself, said Jared Pace, a producer on LinkedIn. And he said that it's affected all disciplines at all levels, so it's a total house clearing for whatever reason. So right now, as of yesterday, January 11th, 2024, the year of our Lord, who these CEOs obviously don't fear because they're treating people like this, 2,789 people have been or will be laid off this year. Now, the article ends by reminding us that the game industry made $180 billion in 2021. That's more than movies and music combined. And the reason why this is happening is that AAA games take longer and cost more to make. Well, a single bad game can sink studios, developers, publishers, or everyone. Case in point, the last... Dang it, hang on. Not Grand Theft Auto. Saints Row. The last Saints Row ignored all the cool humor, all the cool characters, and gave you a bunch of CW rejects who nobody liked, with no backstory, and terrible bugs, terrible mission design. And that studio is gone. The whole industry is in desperate needs of unions to help protect its millions of workers when things don't work out as planned. You know what? I'm not the biggest pro-union guy, but this is really starting to be the I don't want to give up my money, so get rid of a couple hundred people. Yeah, when it happens, if it was happening just once or less a year, then you would just have to say, well, that's life, and I got to move on. But the pace and acceleration that this is happening with the games industry tells me that these front office people are not planning for downturns. They're not planning for downsides. They just don't understand. And I'll finish it with this. Until then, corporate greed, industry consolidation, and poor leadership will likely to continue to cost thousands of people their jobs. And Zach's not wrong, guys. This is not going to get better. We're probably going to have to do another episode and revisit this in a month or 2 or 3. Hopefully 3 or more. But no, I'm expecting these layoffs to accelerate, guys. And I hope that the people who get laid off go form their own studios and treat people better. Because you should not be treated like this. You are valuable and you are awesome. And you know what else is awesome? The fact that you can play more games. Games are awesome. These developers' leadership sucks. But you are awesome and you deserve awesome. I'll see you next time. I am not going to say I'm going to try to find more positive news because this happened.